Hi, uh, good evening, friends. This is Pradeep Shetty here, and myself, I'm a mindset coach, mindset trainer, and I work in Bangalore for a US-based company, and I'm working as a senior system engineer with this company for the past 2 years. So today, I've got an opportunity to speak to all of you students who are doing their MBA. Really great. I really, salute you all for having chosen this field of MBA, which is considered to be even today as one of the best, degree as of in this present scenario too. Wow, all the best for your future venture. So today, let's speak about body language. Body language plays a very, very, very important role in our life. So the person who is being said, who can communicate, he is the person who can lead tomorrow, because for every field, in every field, wherever you go, you need to have communication. In case if you are at home, if you are in some work, if you are in sales, if you are into a higher level of management, even if you are at the lower level of management, even a person doing work of a security, even he needs to communicate, because if there is no communication between the person A to person B who is at the higher level, what's going to happen? It's everything could be messed up. And especially when you're going to corporate, you need to really be very confident about that you are very good in your communication skills. So the communication skills, normally you have the verbal and the non-verbal. So in the verbal communication, you have the voice, the tonality, the voice modulation, the pitch, and also the words, what you do along with the content, whatever you have. Apart from in the non-verbal, you have the body language, where you'll be able to communicate with people using your hand gestures, your face, your eyes, your eyebrows, your lips, and even your chin, shoulders, and even legs. So this forms a very important part of our day-to-day life. Normally, this whole communication is divided into three parts, in one way. That is the body language, the voice modulation, and the third is your words. So you might be having great words or great content, but until and unless you have that voice modulation, you're not going to get that 38%. Apart from that, even if you have good words and good voice, good modulation, from low to high, so even if you have that, but if you do not have a good expression skills, you need to express it, and if you're not able to express, it's gone. So you need to have that too. So that expression using the hand gestures and all, which is it is called the body language, it forms 55%. So 55% is body language. Second, the voice modulation, which you communicate through, that has 38%, and the final one, the words, what you speak, it is 7%. So total is how much? 100%. So you need to all focus on the body language. So it's being said, as you can see in the slide, it's hard to beat a person who never gives up. It's really hard. So you need to be very strong, not only externally doing physical exercise, you also need to work your mindset in a game too. Then you can see body language is fine-tuning skills. So you need to really know, because all of you today, you are here, maybe after a year or two you will be out of this college and you'll be in the corporate, and you know how the corporate works. It's not that easy. When you enter into the corporate world, everybody will be observing you in the sense they'll be knowing how you are and what way you are. Even though you do not speak and communicate with them, your body language would speak a lot. So for that, you need to fine-tune your body language. Then comes the movement is the starting point par excellence of human behavior. So every time you move, it's right from soon after you get up to the point when you go to sleep, you move, there is continuous movements, and it might be happening maybe by hand gestures, through face, or any ways. You need to keep moving. And then comes a person can stop speaking, but he cannot stop communicating with his body. just like a person is silently sitting, okay, and just like even in the school, the person or the small child is, he or she is silently sitting, and the teacher says pin drop silence. And even though some mischievous guys, mischievous student, what they do, they keep doing it in something in their eyes or hand or something like that. You remember those days? Correct. So some people, we cannot stop, all of us, we cannot stop communicating at all times. It's always something or the other things are there, even though you don't speak or you do not have an eye-to-eye contact with that person, but you are always what? Communicating. So nonverbal symbols are 4 times more effective than the verbal symbols, the verbal ones. Okay, just like you might not be a person who you are seeing in front of you and he's smiling at you, you will give a smile to that person, but can't you recognize a person who is smiling on the phone? Would you come to know? With his voice. So when that person speaks, okay, on the other end with a smile in his heart, and he expresses it. Can't he express? Definitely he can express it. He will be able to express it. So that's really important, and that's the reason it's called 4 times more valuable than your verbal ones. So you need to have more focus on this, what? Non-verbal. So body language is a sensorial process from the point of perception and emission, because body language, it's related to emotions, the facial expressions, the various types of moods, rather you can say, just like being happy, being sad, or any type of, you're not agreeing to the person on the other end, doing some mischievous things, or trying to communicate in a very, wrong pattern or even right pattern. Everything the person on the other end would be able to come to know the moment you start expressing yourself through body language. And then coming to the more signals we consciously attempt to perceive and understand, the more accurate will be our interpretation of the person's conduct. Just like you can see the FBI, the CBI, and all these, the RAW, all these people, they are very, very highly talented. They what they do is that normally it's with the politicians whom they be behind. So what they do, they get a lot of video or recording of these people, and they are not really looking into the words what they are speaking, but their hand gestures. So during that entire 15 minutes or 20 minutes, they normally mute the video, so that they cannot hear the word. They do listen to the words in the first 1 or 2 steps, but after that they mute it, and then they totally look into the person on the other end as to what movements they are doing when they speak. So some words which they are trying to express, they are trying to say, okay, they look down, they do not look into the audience eyes, and they looking down and they say, yes, I will definitely get the electricity to your village. He's looking down and he's telling the people, he has a mic in front of him and he's telling people, but he's not looking into their eyes. So what does clearly that means? That the person on the other end, he's trying to lie to all those people. They'll make a note of it. So in the same way, they try to find out, even with their lips, what they are trying to do, the side of the lips, they would come to know exactly as to what this person is trying to think. It is into that depth. So always remember, whenever you are in front of people, do not try to, first of all, take your hands or fingers into your mouth, just like this, okay, you're feeling sweaty, that's fine, you can take your handkerchief and just clean it, that's okay. But apart from that, if you don't try to unnecessarily, I know there might be some dust really, but do not try to do it, because when you are in front of people and in and around, they would be very smart. They would be coming to know as to what you're trying to do. So do not try to use these hands in front of much people in and around, especially when you are in focus. Okay, so try to understand that. Then coming to, only those persons who live in awareness of their body will be able to maintain sensitive contact with their surroundings. So all these great people, all the greatest leaders, they definitely have a very consciousness of their body, their hand movements, their eye movements. They whenever they speak, just like you can see the ancient yogis, all the sons, normally they speak very slowly but they really know how much words they speak. You can calculate it, is being said. And also even the hand movement, you will absolutely come to know what they are trying to express, how they are trying to express, in what ways. And very silent, very right movement, whatever they speak, in the same way the body is moving, just like the greatest dancers, whatever the music they listen to, their hands and legs, they move in that rhythm. So it should be, your body should move in that rhythm in the same way. So for that you need to have practice, and the best way I would suggest you is that every day in the morning, if you have a full landscape, full mirror, the whole mirror, you need to stand in front of that mirror and try to say something to any of your friends. You can say that. That's one way. Second thing, what you can do in order to have a good body language, just try to speak to some person and try to record yourself. Record yourself or record the other person as to what you want to communicate with that person. That would be a real great thing, and that too, it should be in a, maybe in a pot, in a stand. If you don't have that huge stand, which I have here, so if you don't have that, maybe you can just take a small tripod by which I'm recording right now. Even with that, you can really work on yourself. So that's the way how you can improve your communication. Remember, end of the day, all these friends who are with you, they will not be with you all the time. They're not going to be with you all the time. Today you are there together, but tomorrow you need to fight your own battle. So before going into that battle, you need to be ready. It's always being said that it's always better to be ready than having an opportunity and not being ready. Okay, so just be ready for that opportunity. No doubt you are going to get very great opportunities in the coming time. Then the types of handshake, some people, what they do, they have this wet handshake from a man, which normally means he's an introvert. He's a weak introvert. He just gives you his hands just like that. He just gives you his hands like this, and you need to hold just give him a firm handshake. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't give you any grip or anything like that, not in a small, nothing tightening like that. So he's just giving you your hands, and you just need to just give him a firm handshake. So that shows it's a fish type, which really it's not a good thing. So it shows a weak character, okay, and who is easily persuaded, and he's likely to fit in, okay. And the other one, by that you'll come to know what type that person is. Another time is the bone crusher. The bone crusher, in sense, he's very dominant. He thinks that he's the king, and that person will do, he'll just grab your hand and he will just crush your fingers. Okay, he'll be just like that, just like with bodybuilders and the person who is very has amazing physique. So he or she, they will just crush your hands. So just be aware with that, what they are. By that it means to say that I'm very hard, I'm a very tough guy, don't try to mess up with me. Then comes another one, is a neutral handshake. See, just like this is the neutral handshake. The person coming from the other end just doing like this for 6 to 7 or 8 seconds. That's it. By doing this and having an eye to eye, the eye to eye contact, okay, and just smiling, that's it, released. Okay, coming in, and by the time they are trying to clasp the hand like this, look into their eyes. Maybe if you're feeling very frightened or shy to look into the eyes, at least you can look. See, this is called the triangle. Okay, this triangle. So you can look here at the center. If you're feeling, don't feel comfortable to look into the eyes of that person, just you can look here, or you can look to the center over here. Okay, this rib between the eyes, you can, where the eyebrows come and touch in the center, you can look here. Okay, and just smile, give a give a handshake just for 6, 7, 8 seconds and just leave it. That's it. Okay, don't try to keep holding it again and again, so that gives a wrong signal. Okay, so that's called the normal or even the neutral handshake. Then coming the holding eye contact. So when you hold eye contact with the person on the other, and the other person is speaking, and you really literally focus on that person and just be attentive without moving your eyes much, so that shows interest or curiosity. Even the person trying to be, normally is like this, in this posture, and you're coming forward and just looking to that person, okay, continuously. So that shows an interest that you are listening. Just you must be knowing in the college too, when you're forward the person on, even the lecturer on the other hand, comes to know he or she is attentive or not. And again, tilting your head, okay, that gives more better positive thing that yes, that person is genuinely interested. Tilting a bit to the right or to the left, that would be a great thing. And covering one's mouth when speaking, just like that. You know what, it's just like gossiping, or you're trying to tell negative about some person, or maybe even if you are a little bit insecure about your own self. I don't feel secure like this, okay? So that's me. Avoiding eye contact means maybe not wanting to show the feelings or trying to lie, just like a small kid does something wrong, and when the mom calls her, did you beat that person on the other end, that boy on the next door, and that boy says no, or right, yes, or nothing, he doesn't say anything. So just his eyes down, that means he's the culprit. He's he's hiding something from his mom. In the same way, just look into sometimes that person trying to hide, not giving an eye contact, that's the person is not want to show the feelings at all, okay? He doesn't care, or she doesn't care, or something lying, it's totally lying to you. Then the recommendation is always keep your mouth shut while you're listening. Let the other person speak. Just be a good listener. The more you listen, that's why what he's saying, God has given us what? 2 ears and 1 mouth. So listen more. And maintain an appropriate position and avoid constant abrupt movement. Okay, whenever you're trying to speak to a person, don't try to keep moving here and there. Some people, they're just in some other world. They keep moving. Sometimes left leg, right leg, something like that. So that's really not nice. My dear friends, you need to be focused, just be very attentive, very alert, and keep looking at the person on the other end. So when the person on the other end really feels that you are paying full attention, that is the best way to show that you really care for that person. It's not that I know. No, do not try to cut that person, okay? So just be great, have such things, and control the movement of your hands and keep them visible. Do not try to hide it inside your pocket, into your pocket, or even in your back pocket, or even in your hips, or even like this. I don't care what you're trying to tell me. No, always keep it visible. Okay, maybe little bit of movements like this, like okay, I know that. Yeah, okay. So another thing is, do not allow any object to come between you and your audience. If I'm trying to communicate with all of you, if I'm trying to speak to you, there is a huge desk, I just stand behind the desk. So there is some object between you and me. So I'm not trying to communicate fully. I'm just trying to playing a dodge game. Just like in small kids, how they used to play, you catch me, I'll try to run. Okay, there's a table, you're just trying to dodge him. So don't try to play that dodge game. Be very open. Just try to remove and just be normal. Nothing is going to happen. Nobody is going to really attack you or say something to you or anything like that. No, it's not that. And finally, I would say there is an Arab proverb: he who does not understand a look will not understand a long explanation either. He who does not understand a look will not understand a long explanation either. Okay? So you need to really focus on yourself, because what? The first impression is the best impression. You might not get another opportunity to speak. You might not get another opportunity to express yourself. It might be in your personal life too. So just be proactive and have that, come up with that thing that yes, I need to be really, really truthful. You need to be really, really face to face with the other person. That's really important. And also thank you all. I really appreciate your patience and being here. And I would also recommend that, there are so many things to learn, and myself and Solomon sir, we are always there to help, especially the students who are coming out, because we know right now that when we were in college doing engineering, and so there was nobody for us to guide anybody. Okay, nobody was there for us to take to a different level. But yes, there are people who really are helping the society, so that let them go to the next level. So we are always there for you. So maybe if you want further classes, especially on maybe communication, or it can be anything which can help you in the future, maybe if you're able to take, you can just approach to your head of the department, and also to Solomon sir, who by which we can together conduct such classes. So thank you very much. Have a great day, and thank you. Over to Solomon sir. Bye bye.